Welcome in, everyone. MJ38 show, episode number 72. Welcome in. Justin, Matthew, another beautiful day, a beautiful existence we got going on here. Welcome in. Hopefully your life is going great. If not, that's fine too. It's going as it's supposed to, I'm sure. You know, this is how it goes.
Podcasts are my safe space when life's not going great, so.
Yeah, right? Just put this on in the car, doing the dishes and watching a podcast or listening to a podcast. I'm just like, hell yeah, I'm going to kill these dishes and not even feel it.
Feels great, right?
Right? Yeah, or folding laundry.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man. The little household sheesh, driving in the car, long drives. Like if you drive for a job, you're just getting paid to listen to podcasts for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you were doing that for a while. Like, you were getting that windshield time.
Yeah,
That's what our old boss would call it.
Yeah, dude. I was me and Billy Madison, dude. I was just like, getting paid to listen to a radio show. Yeah, I would drive I remember it was like maybe like an hour to the first plant, and then maybe like 30, 45 minutes to the next plant, and then like an hour and 15 minutes to the next plant. So that's probably like
almost 3 hours.
Yeah, like 3 hours a day, which is, I was into it.
It's almost half your day just driving.
But then also there's like, you know, if you fuck up when you're driving like one time, fall asleep or hit somebody, like you lose the job pretty much.
Yeah.
So some people don't want to incur that risk, so it's easier to give it to, that's like the trade-off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to work hard, but you got a lot of risk.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I know that I think one of Victoria's friends' boyfriends, he drives like a CDL, you know? Like big trucks and shit, like for big deliveries.
It's supposed to be good money, dude.
Yeah, I think he makes decent money, but yeah, it's just a lot of fucking driving, bro. Just driving all day. But he was saying that they have like extra precautions as far as like cameras and shit, like dash cams and like rear cams, just like there's no question, or like, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I thought you meant like on them, like some like a camera watching them.
Oh,
no. Fucking paying attention. No, that's smart. To someone hits you and then they want to say it was the company.
You hit me,
yeah,
type shit. Yeah, I think he said that there was a lady that backed into his like big ass truck, like backed into his trailer, and was like trying to finagle a little something, and he's like, "We got cameras, bitch. Like you're not gonna get me, dog. I'm sorry. That's on you. You hit me."
People are fucking crazy,
dude. People are the craziest. We're so bananas.
That doesn't sound appealing to me. Like, all right, we're gonna go let this truck hit us, and we'll make like $300K.
Yeah, like insurance scams and shit, like fucking Slippin' Jimmy.
Yeah. Like, nah, not for me. But
I see it. Yeah, there's so many scams going on nowadays too.
That's crazy.
Like people who embody that Slippin' Jimmy energy. For those of you who don't know, Slippin' Jimmy is a reference to Better Call Saul, the crazy lawyer from Breaking Bad. That show's incredible too. Better Call Saul, that shit's bomb.
Love that show. I liked it better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Like super fucking good.
Yeah, I think the dialogue and character arcs are more like gripping, but there's more action in Breaking Bad. It's more like shock factor.
Drugs, illegal drugs, pushing drugs, like running into drug dealers and crazy people.
Yeah, and it was the first time you saw it too, so you're like encapsulated by this new, like what do they call it when it's a new experience?
Like novelty. Yeah,
new novel experience. And then that doesn't happen for Better Call Saul, but I still enjoyed it more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fucking
good.
Dude,
that show is so freaking good. But yeah, so like Slippin' Jimmy is the main character, or it's like Saul Goodman's the main character, but his real name is Jimmy McGill or whatever. And then he starts off by like whenever he was in his younger days, being Slippin' Jimmy. Like he would plan a fall or like, you know, like try to get people for insurance money or whatever. And it happens to him like in the first episode, maybe it might be the first episode, like maybe first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the skater kids.
Yeah.
Like run into his car or like get hit, and he's like, "Get the fuck up!" Like, I invented the slip, bro.
Yeah. He like tells them how they're doing it wrong, why they're not gonna make it work, and then it's so good, bro.
So solid. But yeah, so people are about that action, bro. About that illegal scamming action, dude. Insurance claims, insurance fraud, and then just also all the scams that have been going on lately, and especially with AI and shit.
Yeah, it got real trendy to try to finesse money, like fake cards, fake like the text tag scam.
Yeah, that was one. I think I got a text yesterday or this morning about it again.
It's crazy, bro.
Second time to try to hit me up.
There's a movie, I think it's called The Beekeeper or Beehive, Queen Bee. It's starring Jason Statham. It's just about him going fucking John Wick on a bunch of people that are scamming old people. Because, like, that exists. Like,
yeah,
old people are more vulnerable to... There's, like, manipulative ways. Call them and say, "Is this Miss Sullivan? Did you know that your 401k is at risk right now because you haven't compromised your 345I form to a 444-2 form?" So I can help you do that right now. I think I got scammed one time.
Yeah?
I think like I owed Spectrum money for my old apartment, and then someone called me saying like
I'm here to collect, motherfucker.
Yeah, like you never returned your thing. You owe like this amount of money. Like what can you pay today? And I was like, not a lot, man. Like I really can't pay you. And he's like, well, can you pay like $50, $100, just something, so that way I can get this like to the back of the stack and get you off the thing. And I was like, yeah, I can pay I can get you $100. I think I owed like $350, so I can do like $100 and then I can get to the rest. And then they're like, okay, yeah, send it over. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, they never called for that shit ever again. And who only takes partial pay? Like that doesn't even sound like how Spectrum operates. Like that guy might have just found out that I had a outstanding Spectrum bill, and then went straight to my line.
Yep,
fucking got me for $100.
Information's powerful, dude.
Yeah, like you, especially if there's something true about it, you know.
Yes, bro. There was one. I think I may have told you a little bit about it. Or yeah, we were telling you at the bachelor party. My brothers were telling us about my mom and my stepdad getting scammed. Because they had enough information to know that my stepdad's family, one of his family members had like been in and out of jail or like not doing well. And then they like used his name and say, hey, he's in jail. Like we need some money to bail him out or blah, blah, blah. And it was like personal, you know, like they knew who he was and like his personal like history. It's like, dude, what the fuck? $500.
If you were going to scam, it's smart, right? That'd be the way to do it, right? But you ever hear the expression like, if you work that hard on having a career, you know, if you tried to just do your homework as much as you try to get out of doing your homework, you'd be an A student.
Something.
It's like there's just so much truth in that. People want to cut the corner so bad they'll work harder cutting the corner than going around it.
Just going straight.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So the text tag one is a big one that's been popularized recently.
Yeah.
Text tag. And I was listening to a Joe podcast, but he was doing a plug or a sponsored ad read for LifeLock or whatever, identity theft. And he was saying that, I guess, last year the IRS had said that there was like an increase of 20%, a 20% increase in like identity theft and identity fraud through taxes and stuff during tax season. Because I guess there's a lot of different hands that like your W-2 goes through, from like your payroll from your company to the IRS, and I guess
whoever does your taxes.
Yeah, exactly. There's multiple hands on it, and I guess at each handoff point from your employer to the IRS, like there's a risk of someone getting that information or whatever.
For sure.
It's like, bro, that's scary shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about how like the person doing our taxes gets, like, they have my fucking social number, my like all of my personal information. I was just like,
yeah, you gotta trust that tax man.
Yeah, right. Like, are you keeping that safe, dog?
Right.
And then that person just go in the wind one day. Luke's brother, Luke was my college roommate and one of my high school best friends, center on our football team. His younger brother, football prodigy. Someone stole his social security number when he was like 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah, he had to get a new social security. His social security is like XX1772835. It's like, it starts with X's because he had to get it like replaced.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
What the fuck?
And it was like this whole big thing because someone stole his identity.
Yeah, stole his social to go pull out a loan or some shit.
Yeah, or like, I think some people do it to get, or yeah, like if you don't have a social security for any reason and you need, like I was thinking like people who immigrate illegally, sometimes they need a social security to do basic stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Get a job even.
100%.
So, yeah, it happens, bro. It happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, dude. That reminds me of like that old Barbara, the client I used to have for personal training. Yeah, she was on like a dating website or whatever for like older people, more or less.
Trying to find some love.
Chock full of it, bro. Chock full of motherfuckers trying to scam people, bro. Man, y'all some fuck boys, bro.
She was just trying to get a little pipe. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I love you, Barbara.
Some big pipe.
Who can blame her, right? Like,
medium-sized pipe.
Something nice. Something to write mom about, you know? I don't know.
Dude, yeah, they're just trying to scam these people. And I guess the old people are a little bit more susceptible because they're just not as tech-savvy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
They're maybe a little bit more inclined to believe someone who just says whatever, like, oh yeah, your XYZ's not up to date, whatever. Fucking forms, information, internet.
There's got to be a point where you're going through your paperwork, your personal Firebox paperwork, and sending it to a guy where you're like, but that medium pipe might come through. I don't know. But not to overhype on that. But like, yeah, if you're like 60 and you want love, like, you might put the blinders on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, anybody would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super fucked up, dude.
If I swing that way, I'd be looking for medium pipe at that age for sure. Just play for a different team, but the metaphysical result's the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that's definitely a large like stomping ground for those kind of people.
Totally. It's fucked up, man.
That shit. I remember there was another person because I was doing door to door for a little bit, doing whatever solar. Yeah, it was solar door to door. I don't think I was doing anything else. But in that door to door, I remember there was one person I was talking to, and they were just like, I was doing my spiel, whatever. It's like, hey, sorry to bother you. We're just in the neighborhood talking about whatever, trying to save people money on their electric bills, type shit. And they're like, sounds great and all, but like, it's nothing personal. But I just don't trust door to door salesmen because I've been fucked over before by a traveling door to door salesman or whatever.
Totally.
And just fucking got scammed.
Totally. This happens all the time.
Ugh.
I was always more worried about someone just coming into your house with a gun after you were like opening the door, and then they're like, so you like alone? Is your partner here? Because I want to be able to talk business. And they're like, oh, well, I'm alone right now. It's like, perfect. Back up, motherfucker.
Dude, that's fucked.
So, someone broke into our house when I was like in 7th grade one time.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so I've always been kind of like, in Criminal Minds, we talked about it on episode 70, bro. Like, I'm definitely a little not a lot paranoid, but a little paranoid about crime and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
People are living that life.
I think people scam people every day, like just in personal connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, in conversation.
I remember being a server and being like at Saltgrass, and somebody'd say they were from San Marcos, Texas State, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm finishing my degree at Texas State. Like right now, I'm like 3 years into a 4-year degree. I was not finishing that degree. Yes, I'm 3 years into a 4-year degree, but like I wasn't actively going to classes. I wasn't like had my heart set on in 6 months I'll start going
Almost
to classes.
Done. Yeah.
It was just an easy way to get it in with somebody so I could get a nice tip. But I hadn't even thought all of that out. I was just like, on some level, I was like me, please.
Relate to me.
Relate to
I relate
me.
to you.
Right. That's kind of a scam.
Yeah, for sure. Or like perception manipulation
Yes.
of what's going on here.
Totally, man. It's very like a drawing thing. Like it's very easy to be like, I want this person's approval, or to just be on the inner level of friends. Like I want to break through that glass between a random person, like with ease. And so it's like alluring just to cut a corner or whatever. But the lies add up. Like you can't. It's not good.
Not good.
The other thing is if you cut all of those out, then like your vision on the truth is so clear. Like it's so clear that you see other ripples really easily. Joe Rogan talked about it just the other day, and I was like, yes, bro, I've been saying this for like years. That like if you're really aligned with truth, then you can see when someone's not aligned with truth in a way that they can't see that they're not aligned with truth, because they don't have that vision. So they think they're acting how everybody acts, but it's like, nah, this isn't. You're not being genuine. And they're like, this is genuine energy. And you're like, you don't know what genuine energy is. Like, you literally don't know.
Yeah, it's genuine to you.
Yeah, right. And it's like, not everybody operates, or some people get aligned with truth in a sense where you can like just smell it almost, or sense it, or be like, I don't think that's cap, you know?
Yeah.
But then more vulnerable minds, like, especially kids. I remember being like 17 or 18, and we're playing basketball with this guy who was tomahawk dunking, bro.
Tomahawking.
There's all the validity in the world you need.
That's authority.
There it is. And he said he played for Kansas. He's like, yeah, I played for the Jayhawks. And I was visiting
Rock chalk, motherfucker.
And I was visiting A&M at the time.
Okay.
So I was dating a girl out
Like
there.
an open gym or some shit?
We were just at their apartment complex, like outdoor court.
Okay.
It was like my girlfriend was roommates with a younger classman basketball player. And so, or it was like my girlfriend was rooming, and then that was a girl, and then it was the sister of a boy who was a sophomore, and I was like a senior. And so they were like, well, can you bring Wyatt? What's up, Wyatt? Can you bring Wyatt out to A&M with you when you come so he can come visit for the weekend? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I remember because Detroit by Big Sean had literally just dropped, and I was saving it for the road trip.
Okay.
And I was like, look, Wyatt, here's the deal, bro. We're going to have to...
We're jamming this album, bro.
We're going to put the windows down. We're going to put the subs up, and we're going to listen to every single song. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot during it, but like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I got to like digest this album while we do this.
Yeah.
He was like, done, bro. Absolutely. Let's do it. And I was like, all right, cool. So but then we were playing basketball one night while we were out there, and then there was one other guy there, and he started talking to us. Well, he's Tomahawk. We started talking to him. He goes, "What the fuck are you on, bro?"
Just slamming.
Told us he played for Kansas. Told us his name, how many points per game. He likes playing against fucking whatever college. He said Tulane. I don't know. He's like, I went crazy on Tulane. Had like 40 points. Just whole fucking story. And then we get back to the apartment and start looking this guy up. doesn't fucking exist, bro.
Oh, no, fake name?
Yeah, but completely doesn't exist.
Oh my god!
We're like scouring the internet for this guy. D2, D3, 40 points against Tulane. Like,
never saw it.
Doesn't exist, bro.
Oh,
I felt stupid, you know?
like duped. Yeah, he done got.
Yeah, like I gave that guy so much clout. He was just like, stupid young kids, fucking on the shit, right? Like, what a weirdo,
Right?
What a
Getting
fucking-
off on that shit.
What a weirdo, bro.
Maybe not getting off per se, but definitely like striving for your approval or striving for you to agree with his reality. It's like, yeah, this is truth. It's like, I believe your truth. It's like, oh, you're a fucking liar.
Crazy.
He just wanted some clout from these
Yeah.
people that you don't even know.
From-
You don't even know these people.
And he was like 21, 22. He's in college,
A little
right?
older?
We were like in high school still.
Okay.
It's like, what are you, fucking, your little brothers don't like you or something? You wanted to
Yeah.
fucking feel it for a second? Like, what the hell?
Hell, you can't. That guy. And then what happens when we look it up? Or like,
He was gone.
yeah, right. Or like, if that's the thing with like psychotic people or like crazy people, narcissistic people. It's just like the one time interaction. You know, it's like, but life doesn't occur on a one time interaction basis. Sometimes you do. You know, sometimes you meet someone once and you never meet them again.
Sure.
But like in the event where you like go to school with someone or you're in the same social circles as someone, you're going to see them again. You know what I'm
Totally.
saying? But if you're not going to see them again, there's like, well, then why not just fucking lie to them about whatever and get them to believe what I want to believe? Because you can't just do that.
Yeah.
You can't just do that and not expect repercussion and like reality to slap you around a little bit.
Yeah, you compromise part of your spirit in doing so.
Yeah, you lose your vision, or you add more smoke and fog to the fucking matrix, and then you can't even discern reality anymore.
Eventually you start lying to yourself.
100%.
And then you don't know you're lying to yourself. And then it's really hard to discern reality at that point.
And then you're fucked. I wonder where he's at now. what he's doing nowadays.
Lord knows. I'd imagine he didn't finish school. I don't know why. If you had to try to finesse me I would have just been cool with you.
Yeah, we could just play basketball. I don't need any extra fluff in this.
Plus, you tomahawk, dog. I'm already giving you the juice. Like, even if you just told me, like, yeah, I'm still trying to work it out. I might try to walk on. I don't know, man. I'd have been like, fucking,
let's go. I'm rooting
believe
for
in
you.
Yeah, dude.
I believe in you.
Yeah. Like, but that wasn't. People are weird, bro. People are fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, some people get off on fucking, like, stealing, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's not, I guess disease is a word I wanted to say, but it's what's it called? Like a kleptomaniac or some shit. Like one of the characters in Breaking Bad does that shit. She's like starts stealing stuff from open houses and then like making this fake stories up about her dead husband and shit.
Right, yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying?
The fuck is that? They're trying to point to something with that behavior. That shit's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, that reminds me of one of the most recent Joes, or the one you put me onto, the one with Chase Hughes or some shit. The guy who was talking about like psychological like psyops.
Oh yeah,
that shit's crazy,
right?
Dog. Yeah,
I'm excited. I have to fucking readjust myself.
The way he talks about it is so crazy because he's just so matter of fact about it. He's like, oh yeah, people are crazy as fuck. Like it's so easy to like manipulate people. Because I think, but what he's pointing to in that, or maybe he's not pointing to it, but what I gathered from him talking about that with such ease and like reverence, he knew. Because he studies that shit. He studies psychology and like all the psychological experiments of people being manipulated or like changing their narratives or changing whatever they think's happening here and like getting people to comply. He's like, all right, I need you to stand here. You spread your legs out a little bit, or like being a hypnotist or being a fucking con man with charisma. It's like it's so easy to manipulate people.
He literally gets employed to do it.
Yeah,
like for a profession. So not only does he study it, but he does it to people. He's like, it's possible, bro. Like
he's like, oh, it's so easy.
yeah.
It's like, whoa, that's scary. How easy you claim it is, and I guess it is. But I think partially what he's saying in that is, or what I gathered from it was that I think it's like we are so powerful. We don't even know our own power. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't like consciously take control of your creative power, then like someone else can easily manipulate your creative power and like get you like take it from you and like use it for their creative power and whatever they're trying to manifest or whatever they're trying to create.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he was saying that like if someone's super suggestible, that I think I took that to mean that if someone's super suggestible, they don't have a grip on their own power. You know, they're not consciously aware of like their creative ability, and they just go along with whatever for whatever reason. Novelty and authority are the two easiest ones to get someone to believe you or whatever.
Yep. And then those have like subcategories for how you develop novelty and develop authority. It's fucking bananas, dude.
So crazy.
But yeah, no, the suggestibility thing is like a scary thought. And that's a really well put together thought, that it's unharnessed creative power, unaware.
We just don't know. We don't know our own ability.
Yeah, you get them painting. It's like you're trying to paint a painting, and then like you just get them painting the painting too, and they don't even know that that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Because I guess people are, maybe there's like a natural inclination to believe someone. For some people, for most people,
Bro, you want friends, bro.
Right.
Like I remember trying so hard to like I almost like let a bully me when I was a kid, because I like wanted him to like me, or just wanted to be cool, or like
accepted.
yeah, like I couldn't get it across my mental. Like I should have been like, fuck this kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, why? What do I have to like? I'm not doing anything wrong. Like dude, like some people are fucked, bro. I wish I could tell them like, just fucking kick that dude in the nuts, and then just go from there, bro. Say fuck you, nut kick. Whatever happens after that, just go with it. Like
Roll with it.
that's how you should. That I don't know if everyone should handle that situation like that.
Don't kick
like,
everybody in the nuts.
But like, I probably would tell my younger self that. But it's what I'm pointing to, I guess, really is like, you have to not be so agreeable, not so susceptible. Like, you gotta like stand up for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes draw a boundary, and sometimes be aggressive back, because that's like, unfortunately, the only, like, if someone's beating the shit out of you, like, and you don't fight back at all, like, I don't know if that's the right answer. What if someone's beating the shit out of your brother? You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna like not do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you kind of probably should try to stop it.
Yeah.
And sometimes aggression is the only way to try to stop aggression. I'm not saying it's a tough balance. I'm not saying beat the shit out of people is the right thing to do.
Sometimes.
I think like protecting your peace and yourself. Second Amendment, dude. Like, yeah, right to bear arms. What does that point to? You know, like, we have the right to protect ourselves.
Yeah. In case shit goes south.
Totally. So that kind of all goes back to like, it's difficult to develop. I think we don't necessarily at first have that mindset going into life, where like we realize we need to protect ourselves. We kind of have like a naivety of, we're all maybe doing good here, or like people are genuinely not trying to hurt each other. And then you find out that there's people that are dangerous and sadistic. And then it's like changes the equation. It's like, oh, fuck. Maybe I should be strapped.
Yeah, man. You gotta be careful out here. People are trying to manipulate, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess, I think Joe's mentioned it before, but like, I guess in the idea proposed for like aliens, it's like how maybe it's like just like humans that got super advanced or whatever, and like they don't have any genitalia and they communicate telepathically. Like there's no need for war or violence because there's like no ego. And like I think he mentions kind of in that same conversation the idea that like the only like what's the reason for aggression? It's like sometimes like the reason for aggression, or like why do we have that in our DNA? Like why are we capable of that? Because like the aliens don't really seem that way. They seem just more like chill or whatever, like advanced. They like advanced beyond that.
Right.
But I think he mentions like the idea that we like to be a good guy, you need to be able to beat the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Because there are bad guys. It's like if there weren't any bad guys, there would be no reason to have aggression or to have like that energy.
Yeah. No, I bet we could name 10 movies where the good guy's got to beat up the bad guy. Start with John Wick.
All the time.
Well, I don't know if he's a good guy. Damn, that's like a perfect example of that line. I don't know if he should have killed all those people. Like, what's the overall good to evil ratio of that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or it's like Dexter, you know?
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
Killing murderers.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that right?
Don't think so.
Kinda. I don't know. Because it's like another question is if evil's happening and then you're just like letting it happen, like willingly, knowingly letting it happen, and it's like you're kind of aiding in that, you know?
Sure.
It's like you need to put up a stop. You need to put up like a fucking stopgap or a wall. It's like, no more. Not past here. Especially like with your family and shit, you know what I'm saying? I think that's like a pretty instinctual thing that we all have in us, like to protect the pack, especially like your child.
It changes the equation when it's yourself versus like family. Because I have like a presupposition that, and I could be wrong, open to comments, send them my way. Probably not going to read them, but I'm open to them.
Send them. Send them anyway.
That like Judaism believes heavily in the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. Mm-hmm. And in the first 5 books of the Bible, it says like an eye for an eye. And so like, I think that the Jewish community does believe in like retribution in that sense. Maybe not all of them, but like as a religious outlook, that's like fair. You hit me, I could hit you back. But then Jesus said to turn the other cheek. So like in Christianity, which gives more credence maybe to like the New Testament, and that Jesus came to change the Old Testament, and like those were the ways for those times, but then Jesus like reformed it and brought us a new kind of peace. He was the Prince of Peace.
Yeah, more nuanced or higher elevated.
Yeah, or it's just like maybe it was just time. Like we needed this, we needed the 10 Commandments, and then we needed the Torah, and then we needed like the full fulfillment of the love promise that God made us. And then then it's like, okay, well, an eye for an eye made sense to some people at some point in time, but my religion tells me that that's not the answer, that I should turn the other cheek. Well, then I'm like, what if it's like my younger sister's getting beat by her abusive boyfriend? It's like, I could turn the other cheek if someone hits me in the face, but you hit my sister in the face, like, bro, I don't.
It's going down.
I'm gonna turn your cheek around, dog. Like,
you can clap. I'm clapping them cheeks.
yeah, dude. Pause, but like,
Yeah.
I'm with you though. That's that. You know, my dad was telling me about his friend who had a kneecap list. What's that, Dad?
A kneecap list.
He's like, well, if he was ever gonna find out he had a week to live from cancer, list of people he was gonna go blow their kneecaps out. And I was like, that's kind of hard. It's fucked up, but
That's
like,
fucked up.
that's kind of like, part of me was like, nice, fucking nice. You get him back.
Get him back.
Right. I don't know if that's evil in my spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I guess it's, yeah, I think you're hitting something with the idea that it's a little bit easier if it's like you, but if it's someone that you love, it's like, it's a little bit harder to let that shit go.
Yeah, right.
You know? I can't turn the cheek for them necessarily. But, fucking people.
Yeah, totally, man.
Motherfuckers.
That's a good subject to, I think probably the right thing to do is to try to get your sister out of that situation, to defend and protect, but not to aggressively attack. There's like, let's say you're in a bar fight and this dude's wailing on your boy. You could pull the guy off of your boy and you could throw him to his friends, or you could suffocate him and try to break his neck. It's like, which one of those is the more proper action in that point in time? Probably the peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The least amount of damage.
Right. But that's a fucking nuanced level of Christianity, you know?
Yeah, because we have to deal with that. Or like we have to contend with that people are fucked up. They're going to scam you. They're going to try to manipulate you. And then, physical violence is a whole different thing.
Yeah, true.
That's another elevated version of that. It's like, fuck. I don't know if I can just let that shit slide, boy.
Totally. Yeah, Jason Statham fucking kills all those people for scamming his elderly woman friend.
Yeah, then you're watching it and you're like, yeah, fuck them up. Fuck them up, brother.
Same thing with John Wick, dude. It's like, I'm a changed man now. Like, what? It's a weird thing, bro.
Yeah, dude. Who knows what the right answer is? Love, I guess, but fuck.
Man,
love looks different sometimes.
Kind of shifting. I was just thinking about like Jesus being the Prince of Peace. What does that mean? The Prince of Peace.
I think one thing that might point towards is like the inner peace you can get, I guess, or like peace and stillness within yourself, I guess, being okay with you.
It's fire,
you know. But then, there's other people out here you got to fucking deal with, or at least I don't know.
And he did turn the other cheek. He let his friend betray him. He let them crucify him, but he also wasn't passive his whole life. He definitely was confrontational at points.
Oh, big time.
So he could definitely be confrontational.
He was like a rebel.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, y'all are wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all are all wrong.
To the point he got him killed.
Yeah.
But he's the Prince of Peace. So that's kind of like, that's a nuanced subject, right?
Yeah.
Maybe advocating for peace makes you a Prince of Peace, but being like a pushover isn't like peaceful.
Yeah, that's not the right way to be, right?
No, it's not. I could
think
say
so.
I can say with Jordan Peterson's authority, it's not. I've heard him definitely say being a pushover is to have sharp teeth. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the thing. Have sharp teeth, but not use them.
Yes. Like
that's true nobility.
Like being meek.
Yeah, there we go.
Keeping a sharp sword in the sheath.
Mm-hmm. But why do we need that sword, Jordan? Why do we need that sword? Because the motherfuckers out there
need can't always stay
need to catch it. Need to catch a little fucking scythe, bruh.
I guess like the ultimately nuanced layer is that being being able to defend yourself will deter attackers.
Yes.
And that's the optimum outcome, is to be so well defended that you deter the attack.
Yeah, I guess this is just a part of life that we need to be able to do that.
I think because also there's another thought that I have that just blinked in. Like, think about this too. Is like, I think when we all get to heaven, all of the offenders will be greatly apologetic for what they did in this life. And that might happen before they die too. It might happen at 80 or 70 or 60 or after a psychedelic trip at 35. Like I think we should give people every opportunity to give up their life of sin. And as Christians, it's our job to try to propel people into realizing that their sinful life is not the right way. It's like, what's the best way to do that? Well, one problem is if most people that are fucking with other people are hurt people.
Big time.
So then if you hurt a hurt person, you're downward spiraling them. And so forgiveness is a way to try to upward spiral them a little bit. And all we have in this life is a small span of time to try to evangelize before we go to heaven and spend eternity with God. So it's like to help evangelize in a maximum output way, we should forgive the people that are offending us, because that's ultimately us trying to get them out of their downward spiral. But if I beat the shit out of someone beating the shit out of my sister, and then I embarrass him, I freaking whip it out and pee on him while he's on the ground.
There we go.
Yeah, kick out some of his teeth, and now he's got to walk around toothless. His life's going to get worse. His demeanor, attitude, he's going to go do it to someone else probably even worse. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, if I can...
Maybe set him straight.
That's also a good... What do you discipline children,
Discipline,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's action, reaction, consequence.
That's
Newton, bro. That's
Yeah,
physics, bro.
That ain't me, dog.
Yeah, that's just the way of the beast.
Yeah, but I think Jesus on one hand does kind of like do more than science does for us. So I think that's what Jesus, I think, is driving at, is try to be like better than the status quo, be better than the laws of physics. This is a more true metaphysical law of physics. But sometimes we're only human, bro. We all sin.
I was just gonna say we ain't Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, dude.
I think I've heard Shannon Sharp say it, or somebody say it. I think there's like, Jesus told me to turn the other cheek. Well, that's in the Bible, and I ain't in there. Like,
there is a book of Matthew, but it's not this Matthew. No, true. I mean, I think one of my superpowers as a human is to agree with the ideal even when I fall short of it. Some people, like Cain, destroy the ideal when they fall short of it. And I think that's what that whole story is about, is that there's a lot of power of holding up the ideal even if you fall short, because that's the path to maybe one day upholding the ideal. And so I think that like, my brain is like, nah, you would just, even if you couldn't be as turn the other cheek as Jesus, don't say that that's not the right answer. You're just not strong enough to do it.
You can't do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a high level. That's some high level faith right there.
Yeah, definitely. And then I gotta repent. Like I can't feel justified in that. Like I'm gonna have to do some soul searching and like repent. That's the only word I can think of. Like not be happy that I did that on some level. Not take pride in it. Not tell other people that's what they should do. Like I should be a witness that I did that and I don't feel good about it and I don't think it was the right thing to do. But I'm only human, and that's the nature of sin right there. Like we're all gonna sin, and then ultimately we should all like profess that we're apologetic, that we wish we didn't have to be that way, But then there's also different levels of like, dude, like these scammers, right? They could turn the other cheek. They could turn a new leaf. I mean,
there we go.
Turning all sorts of shit in here.
Everything.
They could turn a new leaf and not scam anymore. And then like that. Those people shouldn't say to themselves, well, I'm just a human, I'm gonna have to scam forever. It's like, you could stop.
There's a better way.
Yeah, but there's other things that I think that we're always gonna fall short,
It's like I don't know, it's just like a take mentality, you know what I'm saying? Or like it's like a taking mentality or like a consuming mentality. There's no, I think,
the fuck's happening over there?
In those instances, this is just swanging. In those instances, it's like they're trying to make money. They're trying to make money. And I guess money is like value. So it's like typically you get paid exchanged money for adding value to somebody. Like you make their life better, you solve their problems, make something more efficient, clean up their house,
perform labor, be a part of their
you add some
machine.
sort of value to them and then you get paid back.
Yeah.
But they're just like trying to cut out that add value part. They're just like, give me the fucking money.
Take value.
Yeah, just take. It's all take. It's like, that ain't right.
Nah. Well, nah. It also wasn't right that they crucified Jesus. It wasn't right that Judas betrayed him. It wasn't right that Peter denied him. None of that shit was right. You know what I'm saying? But that's ultimately like the most that's the walkthrough for the video game that is life. It's like the only book we have that can point us like towards the ultimate end goal for whom we should be. So there's like both things are true. It's complicated and nuanced.
Life is crazy deep.
Yeah, Peter was never not going to deny Jesus.
Yeah, it was all preordained. Like it was all going to happen. He's
right.
Like, this is going to happen.
And he still loved him, which is crazy. Still loved Judas, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That guy's fire. Jesus, is what I'm saying.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if there's different rules for us and different rules for Jesus, right? That's an interesting thought. I really don't want to dive too deep into it, but like the ideal, and then there's like coping with the fact that we're short of the ideal. Those are kind of two different things. You know what I'm saying? God didn't come down as not God. He came down as God in man. He didn't come down as man, not God. Yeah, I don't want to dive too deep in that. I'd rather just keep the ideal. But that's a crazy thought to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, because that just got me thinking about, like, Pastor Ed or, like, other pastors. It's like everyone, I guess ideally, they're trying to, you know, be evangelists and be on the right path and be the ideal and embody love and those principles.
Yeah, point towards Jesus.
But if something's going on with their daughters, you know what I'm saying, or their family or their grandma or their wife, they're getting robbed in a parking lot, I'm not just going to let that motherfucker take your shit.
Lord, please forgive me for my sins.
No, hide the Bible if God watching. Like,
yeah, I hate to ask for forgiveness, but look at what I did. Like, yeah, I wouldn't let someone kill my sister. I wouldn't. I would shoot them in the face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight up. I know it says don't kill in the Bible, but like,
I'm murdering that motherfucker.
yeah, facts, dude. Like, I just couldn't do it, man. Like, I couldn't. Thinking about it, like, there's no way.
No way.
No way I could let it happen and then be like, hey, man, I was trying to be a good Christian.
That's all I could do.
Like, bro, like, I just couldn't, man.
No, I think there was a Keanu Reeves. I think there was a quote that he said on like a Tonight Show or some shit, or talking to Drew Barrymore or some shit. He was just like, I think she asked him, she's like, are you a lover or a fighter? He's like, I'm a fighter. Like, and then she's like, I'm a lover. And he's like, well, no, like, if you're a lover, you have to be a fighter. Because, like, if you're not willing to fight for your love, what kind of love do you have?
And the crowd goes crazy, I'm sure.
Yeah, nuts. Banana sandwich.
Yeah, that's food for thought. Well, I wanted to pan to Jesus and then see what he says next.
Jesus?
You're like, I love John Wick, come be honest.
Like, John Wick's awesome. The Matrix great.
Yeah. No, these are one day we'll have these kind of discussions with God, I think, about I think God will probably say, like, I always knew you were gonna fall short. You all fall short. You all do. Like, now that we're here in heaven, do you guys feel that? Do you feel that peace that we all have together? How no one wants to hurt anybody. We all have no need. We're all blissfully happy. And you feel how you could have tapped into this when you were in your life, but you couldn't, but you could have. It's like, that's what's going on here. And then, yeah, the only way is through Jesus. The only way is to repent of those sins and then claim Jesus as the ideal. And then that is your access point into heaven, is just to know you're in the wrong to some degree and try to do your best.
Yeah.
And that's the paradigm we exist in, bro. So is it avoidable to not hurt someone hurting your family? It's like, maybe not. Does it make it right? No. Does it mean you shouldn't do it? Maybe not.
Ugh.
You know?
Yeah, dog. Yeah. Yeah, being willing to kill for something you love.
Pastor Ed, I would love if you would make
Let's chop it up right now, dog.
Please, I'm going to tag you. Like, these are the conversations I would love to have with a spiritual leader. I guess I could call my dad too. I don't want to speak for my dad at all. But we've got a pretty stacked gun safe. Like, I know my dad believes in the Second Amendment, protecting our family. When those people broke into our house, my dad came out with the
strapped up,
flashlight on. Fuck out of my house, I will shoot you. I don't know if he said fuck out of my house, but he's fucking
that energy for
he's
sure.
He's sweeping the rooms, you know what I'm saying? Not in there, like
clear.
Yeah, and then those dudes ran for real. They were like, get out. Thank God he came out with the strap, bro. You know what I'm saying? We could have been tied up. I've listened to Lil Wayne songs. Like, I don't know.
That's scary to think about, bro.
It's crazy, man.
But yeah, so those people, because we gotta account for those people, because those people exist.
Mm-hmm. The devil owns the world. Like, this is devil's playground, you know? This is where we're allowed to be tempted. There's something to that makes all of this possible.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Man, we started this with Slippin' Jimmy and got all the way to the bottom of the rabbit hole, more or less. I don't have an answer. I don't have a conclusion. This isn't one of those.
There's no conclusion there.
Yeah.
It's the answer's indefinite. Like, who knows?
Usually we come to like a, haha, this is bread of life right here. You can eat this and understand things. I don't really have one of those here.
Yeah, because I know that if it's turn the other cheek's definitely the right way to be. And love's the answer. But son of a bitch, man. Those people don't play by that same playbook.
No, absolutely not.
And you can't just let them rule the world, you know?
No, you can't.
You can't.
No, you can't. Yeah, Jesus didn't
Yeah, you
on
watch.
some level.
Yeah, right. He's like, y'all are wrong.
Yeah.
Like this is just wrong, straight up. I guess he didn't go John Wick on motherfuckers.
No, but he called out their hypocrisy to their face. He flipped tables in a temple that was sacrilegious. Like, he made his point clear. You know what I'm saying? He stuck up for what was right. And on some level, maybe that's like ultimately all we can do, you know? But, and like Jesus raised his friend from the dead. I'm not saying that's like a character flaw per se, but like he didn't have to do that. I feel like he was like, and that's the closest thing I can do because Jesus never beat somebody up in his sister's name, but he did raise his friend from the dead when he died. So it's like there is bonds that ties that bond. There's a Drake song called that. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But yeah, there's like things that make us who we are, and like the love that pours out of us is part of what makes us who we are. And I don't think we could betray that truly. We will do anything we can for the people we love.
I think so. Like,
yeah.
Because I guess Jesus didn't have like kids, like a wife.
Right.
So he didn't have like that level of protection for those people. But I think if he did, or like his mom, you know what I'm saying? If someone was fucking with his mom,
oh my goodness,
he's not going to let that slide. I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
I don't think so.
He's just going to drop the world. Drop it on your fucking head.
Facts, dude. Like Weezy F said.
Who knows? One day all will be revealed.
For sure.
Whenever we die, it's like, oh, there's all the answers.
Yeah.
There's
I think
all the answers.
Part of it is like we're in a dying, decaying world that Jesus is going to have to come rescue. And we have just little brief moments where we can let Jesus shine through us, but for the most part, we're for the most people fucking up our life and all of the world all the time. It's like there's no way you can like actually obtain the ideal and then like create true goodness that will ultimately win. Like this world is doomed. Like evil is going to slowly, exponentially get to a totalitarian, tyrannical evil that rules most of the world. And then Jesus will come back. That's like, what is happening here? That's this movie. And then there's little moments and little nuances where you can shine Jesus into right now and protect the good and stop the quick rise of the evil. But that's like, also, I guess that's where story exists. There would be no story without conflict. There'd be no conflict without the snake. And then ultimately, we probably learn more than anything through story. That's why the Bible is translated through story. And so to have story, we must have this fucking gray area nuanced problem.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like part of the shit.
Yeah, there's got to be conflict. There's got to be, that is the story, like the adversity. That is the whole fucking point of the movie or the book. It's like if you tap into I went to the Nirvana state. I went there. I touched it. In that state, nothing happens. Because you're good. Right. You're good. Nothing's happening. Like because everything's already happened. You're just like fucking chilling. You're just like, oh, this feels incredible. I just want to sit in this pool, this like fucking jacuzzi of crazy emotion, of just like ecstasy. It's like, oh my god, this feels incredible. This feels great. I don't give a fuck about anything. I'm not trying to push any personal agenda. There's nothing I want to do. I'm good. I'm good right here. And with that, there's no story. There's no ups and downs. There's no fucking redemption. You're already redeemed. Like you're good. Like there's nothing going on there.
Totally.
It's like this is the place where things are happening. I think, but the reason things are happening is because there's like evil here. Or the back and forth of the demonic forces and the heavenly forces or whatever, the good and the evil, the bad and the good.
Yeah.
It's like that shit's what gives us story.
Yeah.
The fact that we could choose bad or we could choose good, that's like what gives us a story or the options.
Totally.
But if you're all good, like you're just chilling. Nothing going on.
Yeah. Which I guess is I do think heaven will be like that.
I think so too.
Yeah. But like he is the molder, I am the clay, right? Like I have to be molded, and you can only, I think, mold people through story and conflict and adversity and bad things happening. So does God want these bad things to happen? Like I don't think that's necessarily true either. It's just the paradigm that we exist in. Life can't exist, like true life can't exist outside of that paradigm.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
There is no life without that. Or whatever we perceive life to be.
Yeah.
It's like that doesn't exist outside of this realm. Like I think we're just like plugged into this realm for a little bit. We only get like 80 years, 70 years, whatever, if you're lucky. It's like, and in that time, who knows?
This could just be a training simulation for the greater spiritual war that will be revealed to us in Matrix-esque fashion after we die.
Right.
I mean, like, I'm not saying the Bible...
You die, you just like take off the headset, you're like,
and the angels are like...
Right, he's up, he's ready for the next one.
Or you go back into another incarnation. Like, there's no... I think the Bible... This might be sacrilegious. I'm not sure. Heretical is the right word.
Okay.
But, like, the Bible might be exactly what you need to get through this life right here. But it might not thoroughly explain what happens after we die. And in the sense where, like, maybe we need to understand that heaven is a thing and we need to pursue heaven through this life right now. But when we get out of here, there might be, like, another thing going on that God would then explain to us. Mm-hmm. And it would make some sense of all of this stuff we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess we would want the underlying thought there is we would want the pain to have purpose. So if God was like, that happened to you because of this, then it would all make sense. Like, oh, okay, there's a war I need to get ready for. Or it's like, oh, that was like a practice life and real life is actually much harder. But if you don't pass practice life, you'll never pass college life. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know.
We're spitballing here.
Yeah. But that would make some of it make sense at least. Here's another thought is that if someone breaks into your house, grabs your wife, holds a knife to her neck, you shoot him in the face.
Bang.
You ain't going to jail.
Right.
You're not in the wrong.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Self-defense is a thing.
Totally. So like our court of law, our judge of truth and right and wrong wouldn't put you in the wrong category.
Yeah, we've been doing, and that took thousands of years to develop that law or, you know what I'm saying, written law, human law. It's like we were just lawless for a long time. Just fucking cavemen and shit.
Yeah, I don't know if there was like a sense of justice back then, you know?
I think so.
There had to be like
I think it comes down to the treat others as you want to be treated, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Because if like one caveman killed another caveman that was respected, then several cavemen killed that caveman. I don't think several more cavemen are going to come kill those several cavemen that killed the one caveman who killed the good caveman. Mm-hmm. It would be kind of like settled.
We're even now.
And that would be like justice.
So yeah, the scales are balanced.
Right.
Harmony.
There was probably a sense of that. It probably wasn't just random, reckless, whatever the fuck happens is whatever the fuck happened.
Yeah, maybe it was like that for a while until like we started to be like, that's not right. This doesn't feel right. I don't want to live in a place where this could just like happen all the time. You know, I want to be like some law and order here, some walls, some rules.
Totally.
That we all agree to. Took a long time to get there, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I think it's what bring you back to Better Call Saul, like. Saul's older brother, he's like, this is what separates us from the animals. Like the letter of the law is all we have that like makes us a civilized society. It's like, you're kind of right, Chuck. You're kind of right.
What about the spirit of the law?
Yeah, that too. I think that the spirit of the law influenced the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What's right, what's fair.
Yeah, because there's a lot of ways where Jimmy is cutting the corners all the time.
All the time. His whole life he's been doing that shit.
Yeah, but yeah, so then that's part of why his older brother is like, you don't really deserve like
to call yourself a lawyer.
Yeah, like you don't deserve the life that I have because you didn't do it properly. You didn't make proper sacrifice for it. And then I think on some level Jimmy's like, how proper is your sacrifice? Like ultimately, you know, that you get to have the life that I would want to have, and because of my situation and the things that I ultimately had to do or chose to do, now I can't have that. Like, what makes that right? He's like, the idea of the letter of the law. It's a difficult sentiment because as a viewer, you're like rooting for Jimmy. Like you want him to get his dream and his goal, but you're not. I guess, were you ever rooting for him to stop finessing, to stop slipping? just be James?
Yeah, I think so. I think, whenever he's like, there's a portion where he like passes the bar, just becomes a lawyer, and then he's like focusing on elderly law and like fucking wills and land type shit for the older people, getting their affairs in order before they die or making sure they're not getting fucked over. And he stumbles upon that case or like the retirement home. Yeah, the retirement home that's like fucking these old people over and like charging them for crazy shit. Yeah, like taking all their social security and whatnot. He's like, that's not right. So he's like, he could have like gone down that path, or at least I think you kind of want him to, at least a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
But then he like just regresses back to his old bullshit.
Totally.
And then Kim kind of helps him do that too, because she came from like some bullshit background, but she breaks out.
Yeah,
she breaks out and then becomes like a public defendant, like one of the most noble professions you could do.
Yeah, she's like chooses that.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck all the money. I just want to help people.
Might as well help people
Yeah.
who can't help themselves. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like I'm the last line of defense. So it's like super noble in like the lawyer profession, you know?
Yeah.
But I think you want him to like be just like a regular fucking lawyer.
No, you're right. You're right.
Right.
Yeah. You're rooting for him because he's your guy, but you don't want him to make the bad choices.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's something real palpable about like, well, how you say I'm not worthy. How worthy are you? None of us are worthy, but you get to have the thing. Like, what is that? Where's the spirit of the law there? And that's kind of like one of the driving forces, I think, of Slippin' Jimmy is like, what really separates me from having my brother's life? Like, just circumstance, situation. Like, that's a tough pill for him to swallow. And I think that's what creates his self-justified taking from other people and boosting himself up because his circumstance and situation doesn't give him the same opportunity to have the life that his ideal has. And that's a relatable thing for a lot of people. Like, I mean, some people are rich. They're just born rich. It's like,
inherit.
What the fuck? You're a piece of shit. It's like, I'm a good guy and I'm poor. So like, can I fleece people a little bit every now and then to try to make up some of that ground?
And what's right?
Yeah.
What's fair?
And he's like, well, I was born rich and you weren't. So stealing from me makes you a fuckboy. It's like, well, yes and no, but you're a fuckboy all the time. Like, what the fuck? That's one of the major, I think, underlying motifs of that show, that it's trying to like play with that, the reality of circumstance.
Yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Can't condone it, though. You can't condone it. Because like, objectively, just like watching life,
That's the thing.
if someone's fucking people over or trying to... Because I think there was another part of the movie or the show that I think it was whenever Jimmy was a kid and he gets introduced into like malevolence.
Yeah.
Or like it's, I think Malevolence like talks to him directly through like this character who's like stealing from his dad or whatever. His parents own the gas station or like the little convenience store.
Yeah.
And then the guy, like, he's like a drifter. He comes by and he's like, oh, I don't know. He's asking him for money or whatever. And then Jimmy's dad goes and gets him some money or goes and gets him whatever. And then while he's doing that, Jimmy's like, don't do it, Dad. Like, he's lying. Like, don't, what are you doing? And then he goes and gets some money. And like the guy who's scamming him, like talking to Jimmy when he's like, I don't know, like 10 to 12. And he's more or less just like, people, like there's wolves and sheep pretty much. There's wolves and sheep. It's like, you got to choose which one you're going to be. It's like, yeah, but I'm going to be a yoked up sheep, bro. And you're not going to fuck with my flock, bruh. I'm going to be a shepherd.
German shepherd.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, I keep the wolf boy.
Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about? So I guess he kind of gets like brought into that idea of this is the way it goes. Like you can either play on this side or play on this side.
Couldn't have convinced me that. Couldn't convince me that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Maybe it's because I watched Star Wars growing up, but like, be a Jedi, dog. Like, there's a way to be a good person that has a lightsaber that fights the evil. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like a person that just gets manipulated by malevolence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, my heart's like beating a little fast because I'm like, fucking yeah, dude. Like, it's obvious to me like that you should do the right thing, but you should also be strong. You should have sharp teeth, but not bite people. Like, sharp sword, skilled samurai in the sheath as much as possible. Like, that's the ideal. That's like, and fuck evil people, bro. Scamming old people. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, you're a piece of shit. Like, that's how you're going to get by in this world. That's how you're going to create existence.
If you have a grandma, which you do, like, you wouldn't want me to scam her.
No.
I doubt it.
You would not, dog.
I don't think so.
What are you going to say? Like, you got her. She's dumb. Sheep him, all right? Like, bro, like.
It's like, good job, bro. Good. That was a good one.
Oh, what if I scam her out of all of her money and then she goes broke and then she has to go live in a shitty side of town and then, like, she gets sick and dies? Ultimately, like, scamming her led to death. It's like, then do you think I did a good job? It's like, where do you draw the line where it's acceptable and now you're pissed off? Mm-hmm. But then you're going to be hypocritical. Dude, that's the thing about all of this is that, like, it's a downward spiral or it's an upward spiral. If you start being a hypocrite, then I start being a hypocrite, then we start doing this and this, and we're just going, like, that's like the devil's work, bro, is to get you locked in patterns of downward spiral.
Yeah, it's lying and not looking at the truth.
It makes sense because you're not just going straight down, because then you'd be like, oh, I need to stop going straight down. It's like you're going in a spiral downward, and you think when you're going around that you're coping with the fact you're going down, but actually you're just going deeper and deeper and deeper into hell. And that's why I don't want to whoop someone's ass that's whooping someone's asses, because I'm just going to send them down a spiral because I think I'm doing the right thing, but I'm actually downward spiraling me too, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like the true elevated Jesus is like, kill me, bro. Kill me and watch. The skies turn black. The universe itself cries out for the evil that is done. And that shit's That's bigger than me, bigger than you, bro. Like, you can't avoid God. You can't.
I think, I don't know, it's part of what you were saying, like the part of the sentiment that it is the ideal to be meek or to have that sharp teeth or the sharp sword. It's like, why? Like, that is the ideal. I agree with that 100%. But I think it's like almost a little counterintuitive, or it's like, why do I need this sharp sword? Why do I need this thing at all? It's like, because there's fuckers out there. That's it, bro. I'm sorry. Like, there's just fuckers out there. It's like, well, can I exist in a world where there's no fuckery going on? No. I'm sorry. Like, that's just the way of the game. It's like, well, fuck. So I guess beating someone's ass who's beating someone's ass unjustly is like the right thing to do. Like Moses, you know what I'm saying? He kills those motherfuckers or whatever. There's someone getting harassed like by the Egyptians or some shit, and he kills them.
I don't know that story.
Yeah,
it's hard.
He fucking kills them.
Whoa.
Then he talks to God in the bush later on. But he's like he's the motherfucker, bro. He's the one who leads the people out of the shit and does the thing. He's like a
chosen one.
Yeah, he's one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? One of the fucking OGs.
Yeah, he carried like God, or like the idea of God for a while. Like being given the ark was to carry like the covenant of the promise of Jesus through Old Testament to the point where it could get all the way to like Joseph, to get to ultimately Jesus. You know what I'm saying? There's a few people that carry the actual like religion itself.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people, dude.
Yeah,
like
he's one of the
Mount Rushmore.
The big ones, bro. Yeah, he's a big one. But he definitely kills those people. Like, he kills these guards or whatever who are like harassing this person like unjustly, and like that's the right thing to do in that situation. So it's like, you can't just turn the other cheek all the time, I guess. I don't know. Because you need the sharp sword.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Totally.
Wild.
It's a crazy it's a crazy thing that we're right on the edge of it. I can fucking feel it. That's why I tried to start talking about spirals, because it's like that's also right on the edge of it, but it's not quite it. It's like the right answer isn't even the right answer, but sometimes it's the best answer you got, because this life is flawed. This whole shit is fucked up.
Yes.
It's not.
It's a rigged game.
Yes. Yeah, you're playing a rigged game and a rigged game, and it's like sometimes you're going to have to do the wrong thing that's the right thing, that you still have to accept it was the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'm going to sin right here. Like
yeah, you're sinning all the time anyways on some level. Like we're always trying to repent of those sins and overcome them, but I don't think you should let evil happen to your family because you're trying to be passive. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Because you're trying to carry peace. Well, if let's say there's a shooter in a movie theater. It's like, to be a prince of peace in that moment would to be to stop the shooter, to re-garner the peace that was there before the shooter. And if you don't do anything when you could do something, then you're advocating the discord of the peace.
Yes.
But if you have the gun to be a peaceful person, to like create the peace again, I think you have to use it.
Yes.
That's deep, bro. I don't want to tell the kids that. I'm saying you gotta be mature to get there.
You should never kill somebody unless you have to. It's like, it's a little rough. It's a little rough around the edges.
Totally. Yeah, Jesus didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But we're not Jesus.
We ain't Jesus. Moses definitely killed some people, for sure. 100%. And there was a...
That's interesting. David.
He killed Goliath, right?
Oh, my goodness. What are we even talking about? Case solved.
Case solved. Case closed, Your Honor.
I actually just kicked your J's because I feel like we won. It's over. We're going to lunch.
It's over, dog.
But
Take 5.
And he said, I'm going to kill you and all your brothers. I'm going to cut your head off. And I'm going to kill your brothers. And he grabbed 5 stones. And Goliath had 4 brothers. And he was ready to kill his whole family.
Really?
Fuck you. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Like, that is like...
And God knows that we're flawed people. What do you say?
That's one of the stories we hinge our early faith on, David and Goliath.
Big time.
I think a lot of children like know that story before they understand Jesus as a conceptualization at all. But why would we teach that, right? Whoa. That really breaks through what we're talking about here.
Right?
That turn the other cheek is like David didn't turn the other cheek when...
Hell nah.
Nah, he had to... And here, this is good too, because they didn't have full war. They like minimized the amount of like damage they had to do on each other. It came down to like, if we're gonna do some fucked up shit, let's do the smallest amount of fucked up shit we have to do to get the result that we need to have.
To be mutually agreeing that, okay, we're done. Like, this is it. Like, we squashed the beef.
Right.
But we can't. It's like the Billy Kimber and fucking Thomas Shelby. He's like, all right, just you and me, pussy. Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah. There's something idealistic about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, we're fucking on my axioms right now. I'm kind of like, yo. Damn.
It gets deep, bro. It gets so deep. Yeah, Jesus is an elevated version of all of us, but none of us are him. You know what I'm saying? None of us can be like that. God knows we're flawed people. Or I guess that was what I was going to mention about in like regards to Moses or whoever else is doing like killing people in the Bible, but like doing it for like a just cause or like for the right reasons, quote unquote. And even like not even just killing somebody, but like another one that pops to mind is like Jacob. Whenever he comes out of the womb, he's like, or I guess him and his brother Esau or whatever is his older brother, and he's like the older brother's like the favored brother. He's like more masculine, does the hunting, does the fishing, does the killing, whatever. His father favors him a little bit, and he's like older, so he's gonna get all the shit.
Talk to me. I don't know this.
He's gonna get all the inheritance.
Okay.
But then Jacob is favored by his mother, more feminine and more cunning and smarter, more linguistic versus more brute force and hunting. And Jacob like tricks him. He tricks his brother or whatever. He like gets him to give up his birthright. And then he gives up his he gets his older brother to give up his birthright for like a fucking piece of meat or some shit, like some food. He's like starving. He's like, I'll give you this food for like your birthright, like your inheritance pretty much. And he's like, fuck it. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Like,
that's oddly reminiscent of the devil tempting Jesus with bread in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Just
something like that.
Please go on. Yeah.
So he does that to his brother. Then he doubles down and goes even further of fucking him over because he takes his birthright for a piece of food. And then he like dresses up as him, wears his clothes, like uses his musk or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to smell like him and like put on facial hair and shit. And he like tricks his dad because his dad's like dying, Abraham or whatever. I think it's Abraham. And then he like tricks his dad. And then, or Isaac, some lineage like that.
Go ahead.
It's somewhere in the lineage.
I don't even know what you're talking about, so don't feel bad about. It's hard, dude. There's
so many names. There's so many names, and those names literally change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jacob's name is not Jacob anymore at some point. He turns into Israel or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all that kind of shit.
People get PhDs in this stuff.
Yeah. There's a whole years of studies for this kind of shit.
Please go on, though.
But I know that, yeah, so he definitely takes his brother's birthright, and then he, like, doubles down and fucks him over again because he dresses up as him, poses as him, and then his dad is dying. Like on his deathbed pretty much. And then he's like super old and like can't really see, or he's not super, you know, with it.
Yeah.
So that's why he like kind of dresses up and sort of puts on this garb and puts up this facade. And then he goes and he gets his blessing too. He's like, I'm going to take your birthright and I'm going to take your blessing from our father, pretty much.
What does that mean? His blessing?
I think it's like, I'm not even sure entirely what it is exactly, but sure. Like, I guess it's like the good fortune or like I guess maybe it's like the confirmation of your inheritance, I guess, or some shit.
That could be it.
You know? Yeah. Something. He's like, no, like many blessings on you. Like the Lord may smile upon you type shit. You know? It's like, you're going to have a great life. You have my blessing. And like, you have nothing but my love. Blah, 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 blah.
Pin real quick.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think that like other people's energy, like if people don't believe that you deserve something, then like their negative energy could blockade you from that thing. And that ultimately being like a righteous person would be like, you're undeniably, people would be like, I want that person to succeed. But like when you have a grudge with somebody and they're like, fuck you, like their energy could block your blessings too. And that ultimately the like when he gets his blessing from his dad, it's like lighting his energy to allow that person to have the maximum future. I don't know if that's necessarily what was going on, but like that's something I've kind of felt before in the universe, that like you can't really like have, if there's like in your workplace, right? Like you want a promotion. There's like 25 people think you deserve it a lot, but 5 people think you're a piece of shit. It's like those 5 people could stop, like it's not like they're going to politic and say no, but it's like I think metaphysically that energy would stop that thing, that blessing from occurring to you, because energy's powerful. We can't see it, but like
intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a crazy thought. And it might literally just be like signing the inheritance, right?
Uh-huh.
But please go on. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, yeah. That was but yeah, he more or less just fucks him over, takes his inheritance, gets his father's blessing. And then he like dips, you know, he fucking dips because like Esau's like pissed, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like,
right.
So he's got a dip. He takes off.
Totally.
But then I think when after he takes off, he's like goes to sleep, and that's when like the Jacob's ladder thing like comes from.
Okay. He
like passes out, and then he like gets the vision of like a ladder to heaven, and like the angels are coming up and down that ladder and like communicating with like the God, the true God, and like but so God knows that we're flawed people, like we're fucked up, but he's still like it's okay with Jacob. He's like, no, you're good now, like you're because he was like super repentant, I guess, or just like super like, oh, I fucked up. Like I'm in a bad spot now. Like I don't even get that inheritance. You know, so I had to fucking dip town. Like I'm out of here. Like I'm in a shitty story now. And then he, I guess, through that communing with God and that repentance and that feeling sorry for yourself, he like turns a new leaf. And he's like, you're no longer Jacob anymore. Jacob was a guy who fucked over his brother and shit. But now you're Israel, and now you're gonna be like a soldier for me, pretty much. So like, even if we do have that fucked up nature within ourselves, like if we're Moses killing somebody or Jacob doing what the fuck he had to do with his brother, it's like we still have the opportunity to turn the leaf. Or like Samson, you know what I'm saying? Samson's like another, he was fucking up his whole story, bro.
Totally.
He was like super heavily favored by God, but then he's like just fucking it up and fucking it up and fucking it up.
Low key being a jackass.
Yeah. And then he like finally has to like a redemptive moment at the end of his story. But like we know, so God knows that we're not Jesus. God knows that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't expect us to be Jesus.
Totally. Maybe we just need the ideal to
try.
make sense of this shit. To even have any good in us at all, we need the ideal to point at and repent from falling short of.
Something like that.
Totally. It's like gravity. Like you just need it to exist. Like an ideal has to be present. And Jesus is the ideal. But your capacity to be the ideal, impossible.
Can do it.
You just need to understand that you're not always the ideal, so that way you can have that leaf turn. So I don't want to be that way. That wasn't right. That's not right.
That's not right.
Well, I love that. I love it. I almost just want to stop there. But when I think about David, he had a bad turnaround in his story later in his life because he becomes a king.
I'm not familiar with his story 100%.
I'm going to probably butcher it. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
To Pastor Ed, please come and tell the story.
Set the story straight for us, Ed. We can talk about this shit all day.
But ultimately, he becomes a king, and then he like has a wife, and then he like falls in love with the wife of one of his first lieutenants.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay.
And he's like a general.
Okay.
And then ultimately, like I think kills the first lieutenant and like takes his wife.
Yeah, I think he like sends him on the front lines pretty much. Like,
yes.
He's like, all right, you're gonna be like the front lines, motherfuckers. Like it's a death sentence pretty much.
Right. And then, like, I don't know what I think it ends poorly for David because he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have, like, his life was good, that guy's life was good, but he, like, lusted for that person's wife and then, like, had the power to finesse the situation and take what he wanted and then ultimately use that power to try to do that. And then I don't know if he died because of it or lost his family or stopped being king, but, like, I'll just look it up on ChatGPT so I don't leave us empty-handed. But all of that to say that even though David was the person that had the capacity to go and kill Goliath, it manifested later in his life because he had the capacity to kill unrighteously and take what he wanted. And so that's not good, you know what I'm saying? But God did need him to kill Goliath to propel, like, I think the Israelites ultimately into, or like the same way we're talking about like Moses into like Jacob, into Joseph, into like, God needs to propel the story of Jesus forward until Jesus himself can come out. And he uses flawed people to do that. I mean, we're all flawed.
All of them. Every single person.
What is the full story of King David in the Bible?
Yeah, give me a little cliff notes on that, ChatGPT. I'm sure they could just doctor it up real quick.
It's one of the most detailed and significant narratives in the Bible. I don't know if they're just gassing me up sometimes, you know?
Good question, Matthew. Yeah. Good job. Interact with me more.
I had a crazy conversation with ChatGPT last night.
Really?
We can get into that later. This is the Bible pod right now. I'm so into it.
We're into it, y'all.
The prophet Samuel, under God's direction, anointed David as the future king of Israel, while Saul... So it was Israel he's propelling. That one felt good to hit. I felt like maybe I was wrong there. And yeah, the Israelites were at war with the Philistines, and they're trembling Goliath. Yeah, totally. Okay. David became a commander in Saul's army and was incredibly successful. He developed a deep friendship with Jonathan, Saul's son. Saul, envious of David's popularity, repeatedly tried to kill him. This is, I guess, his king at that time. Then David fled and spent years as a fugitive, avoiding Saul's assassins. Even when David had the chance to kill Saul, he refused, showing his respect for God's anointed king. That guy wanted to kill him, and then out of respect for God's anointed king, didn't kill him back when he had opportunity. But then David becomes king after Saul and Jonathan died in battle. David mourned them. He was sad, even though Saul tried to kill him. And then he was first crowned king of Judah, then eventually king of all Israel. He conquered Jerusalem, making it the capital, and brought the Ark of the Covenant there, which might be a nuclear device. Not sure. That's a Joe Rogan theory. I'm just going to keep going because it's not that much longer. David expanded Israel's territory, defeating its enemies. He showed kindness to Mephibosheth, who crippled the son of Jonathan. God made the David covenant with him, promising that his descendants would reign forever, ultimately fulfilled in Jesus Christ. Propelling. I just got chills. I'm like, yo, I like kind of know what's going on a little bit. All that church is like working out back there in the subconscious.
The subconscious.
But yeah, a lot of this is like I said, like trying to continue the lineage till Jesus could come. And then it's crazy because it does say like 2 or 3 times, like when he refused to kill Saul, God was like, "That's my guy."
Good job.
And then when he mourned for his king that was kind of crooked, yeah, ultimately, God made the David covenant. I guess I think because he constantly tried to do the right thing up to this point. And then David committed adultery with Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah. When she became pregnant, David tried to cover it up and eventually arranged Uriah's death in battle.
Yeah, that was it.
And the prophet Nathan confronted David, leading him to repent deeply. Though forgiven, David faced severe consequences, including the death of his child. And then David's family suffered due to his past sins. His son Amnon raped his half-sister Tamar, leading to his murder by Tamar's brother Absalom.
Jesus.
Absalom later rebelled against David, forcing him to flee Jerusalem. David's army defeated Absalom, but David grieved deeply when Absalom was killed. And then David's last years in legacy. In his old age, David appointed Solomon as his successor. King Solomon's like big figure in the Bible.
One of the goats.
Yeah, exactly. Before dying, he advised Solomon to follow God faithfully. David died after 40 years of reign, leaving a lasting legacy as Israel's greatest king. David was a flawed but faithful man. Though he sinned greatly, his repentance was genuine and God honored him. The Psalms he wrote, Psalm 23, 51, and 103, continue to inspire people today. Jesus Christ the
23
Messiah.
what, sorry?
He wrote Psalm 23, Psalm 51, and Psalm 103.
Okay. 23 is what's up? 23:4 was the Valley of the Shadow of Death.
That's David, dog.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard. That's
hard
crazy.
shit, David.
Nice pull. Yeah, I used to have a necklace that had it on there, man. It does inspire people today is what I'm trying to say. And then it says, Jesus Christ the Messiah is called the Son of David and fulfills the promise of David's eternal throne. That's crazy, man.
Yes. He was pretty fucking flawed.
Super flawed. And then, but yeah, there's just a lot going on there. Ultimately, when he did let his flaws shine through, because at first he was like, he killed Goliath. We're talking about his murder, bad or not. But God guided the stone. You know what I'm saying? So that was supposed to happen. God used David to kill Goliath to propel Israel. How do you justify that?
Right.
That's a whole thing. And then when he refused to kill the man that wanted to kill him, God was like, that's my dog. And then when ultimately he cheated on his wife and got someone pregnant, and then on top of that tried to cover it up by killing his friend, that's when like his whole family went into turmoil. His children started sinning. Some of his lineage literally died. And like, so and then he repented for those sins, and then God was like, I'm going to honor you because you made the full turnaround. You repented of your flawed ways. But being unable to avoid the flawed ways, I think that might be the nature of the beast.
I think so.
I think that's the nature of the beast.
That just might be what's going on here.
Totally. Okay. But in all of that chaotic glory and making God proud, making God sad, Psalm 23. We still talk about it today. And Jesus was known as the Son of David. Like,
yeah, big time.
Whoa.
Big time.
So I'm not trying to say you should kill people, but it worked out for David.
I think it's justifiable. I think there are times when it is right. You shouldn't murder anybody.
Sure.
But you should definitely kill someone if it has to.
Damn. I think we actually found the bread.
There's some bread.
I couldn't find it. I was like, we got to dig deeper.
We got to find this bread.
Yeah, I remember hearing like a really good sermon about David's life and like the story and like taking you through those nuances one time. And that's why I was like, hold on. That guy's a complicated character. What is it? And that's what led me to pull that up.
Yeah. He went through some shit.
And ultimately probably made God pretty proud, despite being super flawed and fucking up. And like, yeah, leading to the death of fucking up so bad that his children died for it. Still made God proud. Something to be said for that, you know?
Yeah, because God knows we ain't going to be perfect.
Yeah.
No one. Jesus was the only one.
Dude, you're right.
Every single other person in the Bible fucked up.
So the saying, I ain't Jesus, that's a real thing. You're not.
You ain't.
I'm not, too. Don't worry.
You couldn't. You can't be. Even spend your entire life trying to be. you still fall short. You still fall short.
I don't know if this is that sermon shining through my personality, or if this is like legitimately the conclusion that I'm coming to. This might be the pastor's words talking through me.
Okay.
But I'm living for those little moments when he made God proud. Like when he made the covenant of David and said, like, I'm going to bring Jesus through your line. Your family will reign forever. Like, I guess ultimately because he, Saul was trying to kill him, and he was like, I'm not going to kill Saul. It's not the right thing to do. Like, I did kill Goliath. It was the right thing to do. But I'm not going to kill Saul. That's God's anointed king. Like, God chose that. Just like God chose Goliath to die, God chose Saul to live. So I'm not going to disrespect that. And then God was like, that right there. This from God, I'm just living for that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a king. I'm not trying to figure out the right thing to do. I'm not trying to be Jesus. I just want every now and then God to be like, that's it right there.
That's my dog.
I think that's probably the highest thing we can reach for that's actually attainable.
Yes. Yes, the most legitimate, attainable thing that we can actually do. Just make God proud a couple times in your life if you're lucky. You know what I'm saying?
And he made God proud by being remorseful when he did it.
Yeah. By the true repentance, like truly recognizing, like, I fucked up. I fucked up. I'm sorry. It's like, okay.
And you can't
I
fake
forgive
that
you
with God.
Yeah, because he knows your heart.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Words are just words, you know what I'm saying? But like the true sentiment and intention behind your energy, it's like, I really fucked up, man. I fucked up big time. It's like that true, genuine, like remorse and repentance. You can't fake that. Or you can to other people, but God knows. You know what I'm saying?
So does that come naturally to you?
What?
Do you naturally feel remorseful if you did something wrong?
Me personally or like humans?
You.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there was ever, maybe, I'm sure God might show me some, but like, first instance that comes to my head. One time my dad says, hey, I left the thing in the car. Will you go get it? Here's the keys. I'm like, sure. Go outside, probably like 7 or 8, maybe 5 or 6, somewhere in that range.
Young.
I open the car door. My dad's wallet, my dad's thick ass leather wallet is sitting like right in the cup holder. And like, I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I opened it up. And there was money in there.
Hey.
And I was like, yo.
Cha-ching.
Let's go, baby. And I pulled like $2 out. 2 single dollar bills out.
Okay.
Put them in my pocket. Grabbed the thing that I was supposed to grab. And I started walking towards the door. And I just like, boom, started feeling terrible. Like, oh, fuck. I just stole from my dad. The guy who loves me. I just stole from him. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And I went back to the car. And I put the money back in the wallet. And then like went back inside. And like I still remember how bad I felt like walking inside, almost committing the crime, like getting away with it. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So when I'm asking you if you're remorseful when you do bad things, that's what I think about. Like I definitely had a natural instinct to feel shitty about that.
Yes. Right.
Right.
I think it's well, I don't know. Maybe it's in everyone. I would assume so, but maybe not because there's literally crazy people out there, literally lunatics and psychotic people, like 2% of the population. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's what makes them, what we label them as psychotic. It's like because they don't have that thing, or they don't have like the conscious, the thing that makes you feel bad,
right?
When you should feel bad.
That's definitely how we define sociopath or psychopath.
Yes,
one
right.
of them. Yeah,
yeah. They just don't have that thing. What the fuck is that?
Does God condemn those people? Like, because David was brought back up because he felt bad. But if someone doesn't feel bad, that means they would probably like go downward or at least stay neutral. Mm-hmm. What do we do about those people? What do we do for those people? What's their directive?
Right.
Because also, how much clout do I get from God if I just naturally feel bad anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard to repent of your sins when you feel like shit about it. It's like easy. That's not difficult.
Yeah, I guess, and maybe we do have the fork in the road. Or I guess you were saying that's like it was in you, or it happened to you. Like you didn't choose to feel bad about it. Like
right.
You just felt bad about it.
Totally.
But maybe whenever we get older, we get to the point to where we can like choose to not feel bad about it, even though it's like knocking at our door. It's like we're just like I'm not gonna look through the peephole, bro. Like fucking, I'm gonna let that shit stay outside. So I can continue doing what I'm doing, even though I know something's knocking at the door, trying to enter into my soul, but I won't let it in. You know?
If I had to guess 2, I think I'm a bad example because, like, I was baptized super young. My godparents were praying over me. I felt God touch my shoulders when I was like 3 or 4. I was like, oh, whoa. It could have been my Uncle Mike pretending to be God. but I swear I felt like something bigger than me outside of the universe. My godmother's saying a verse. I can find it if I look it up, but I still don't ever know what it is off the top of my head. Something about like the armor of God will be placed upon your shoulders and you'll be protected. And like as she's saying that, I feel shoulder pads come down on my shoulders. And I know I'm also underneath a blanket because I was like kind of embarrassed to have my godmother like pray over me. I didn't know how to handle that as a kid. So I kind of like covered myself up in this blanket. And then while I'm covered it up in this blanket, it's an Afghan, so you can kind of see out of the holes of the blanket. She says the armor of God will be placed upon your shoulders. And it's just like, boom, like I felt like a thunderbolt. And it just shoulder pads, both sides.
Bam.
I was like, God's real. That was crazy. I just felt the divine. Then when I'm 5 or 6, and I'm going to church, then I'm 6 years old, and I come across this moment where I'm going to steal from my dad. And then I naturally feel remorse. But other people that didn't go through that early experience, it might be more of a fork in the road.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying 100%.
Like I might have been spiritually protected from the malevolence of my own snake in my own heart.
Remorse.
Yeah. And then, maybe that's unfair. Like other people don't get that same opportunity.
It might be harder for other people.
Right.
Or easier, rather.
Yeah.
Easier to not feel remorse.
There it is.
Yeah, because you didn't choose. It was just like, bam, it's on you.
Totally.
Some people might have the blinders up or just fully immerse into the matrix and cut off from the spiritual or from the abstract.
Yeah, or like you see your dad and mom steal all the time.
Yeah, right.
You think you're making them proud, doing the right thing in that sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy to think about. Because people will say, like, Justin, you're a good guy, man. Like, you don't got an evil bone in your body, man. You ain't never try to get over anybody once in your life. Like, that's awesome. Like, whatever that is about you, that's great. And I don't know what that is about you, but what they're referring to is there's other people not like you. Like, you're different than the other people. You're a good guy. But those other people, maybe, like, some of the Bible is more so, maybe, like, not relatable per se, but, like, that's more of the fork in the road, where if you choose to repent from that place, that's God's favor coming down on you. But David knew God was real when he killed Goliath.
Yeah.
So that guy repenting, it's like, duh, you should feel bad. Like, you know God exists. Like, he's promised you, he's made something out of you, you know?
Yeah, you made you king.
Yeah, so that doesn't quite check out in that. He's not someone that was morally ambiguous at that time.
Nah, yeah, he knew.
Yeah, he did.
And he still lusted for this other woman or had the kid and shit.
Well, that's because we're all fucking, he's not Jesus.
Yeah.
Are we at our time limit? I feel like we got to be close, dude. We've been balling right here.
We probably have like another 5 to 10 at least.
Oh, man. We don't have to keep harping on about this, but that was great for my spirit. Thanks, dog.
That was cool.
You're my dog, bro. That was, man.
It's like, what are we talking about? Killing people? It's like, we shouldn't do that, right? Moses!
That's we went straight to our core axioms. What do I believe in? I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Bible. I believe in David. It's like, come to a conclusion, you know? Jesus isn't David. I'm probably more relatable to David than I am to Jesus, if anything.
For sure. We all are. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
No one comes close.
No, not at all. To be Christ-like is the pursuit, but to be Christ is impossible.
You can't do it.
No.
Can't do it. But yeah, man. No sight.
So cool.
That's what we're doing around here.
So cool. Man, you just got married. Speaking of
yeah,
upholding ideals, trying to be Christ-like, doing what the Bible says.
Yeah, that's that shit, man.
Congrats, bro.
That's that shit, dog. Hell yeah.
Public handshake.
Appreciate
Shook
it.
your hand a few times already, but almost for the cameras. But congratulations, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Absolutely, man. Yeah, it was perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Literally perfect.
It was perfectly imperfect. It's like, it's funny because there was like there were many things that like didn't go right, quote unquote, or like according to plan, or like some speed bumps or some hiccups along the way.
Totally.
And like I felt myself. It was funny because like I think it was Jim Rohn had mentioned it before, or it's like the idea that like someone will look out of a window and see a beautiful sunset, but all they can focus on is like the water spots on the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I felt that present itself to me on that day.
Sure.
Because I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy this beautiful sunset. Like I don't give a fuck what's happening on this window right now. It could be raining, it could be snowing. Like I'm just gonna like watch this beautiful nature scene, and I'm just like gonna let that influence my behavior or my energy rather.
Yeah.
But because I know that like it was like everything was perfect except for like we had like the dog peed on our dress like the day of. That's like almost as worse as it gets. It's like dog peeing on the dress day of.
Hall of Fame for bad boys.
That's the bad boy Hall of Fame, bro. It's like
Mount Rushmore almost.
Yeah, it's like that was It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad start to your wedding day. I bet most brides would not be too happy with that.
That's on the top 3 answers of worst things that can happen to a bride on their wedding day on Family Feud.
Yeah, it's like something happens with their dress.
Yep.
Dress malfunction. And it's like ding ding ding. That's like number 1 answer.
Probably, dude. Like, I can't think of much. Like, family doesn't make it might be up there, but yeah. Anyways,
right.
Yeah.
So it was like the dog peed on the dress the morning of. Like my dad forgot his pants. I think one of her brothers forgot his pants.
So funny.
Like one of the ring bearers was throwing up like an hour before. The other ring bearer was like crying minutes before walking out or like doing our fucking shit. And then her veil was like flying off when she's like walking down the aisle.
Yep, had to take it off.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like bing, 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 bing.
I forgot,
like,
I didn't tell you guys that I didn't give you the rings.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the officiant, we skipped over the ring portion of the ceremony.
Totally. I felt bad, dude, because part of my heart was like, I should say something. And I was like, who are you to interrupt marriage? Like,
Let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be.
And then Victoria was like, I wish you would have said something. And my heart was just like, I was at that fork. I didn't mean to let you down.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah. That was I was part of the fuck ups, man.
But it was all just like all those things happening, and like I still just did not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I could not care less about any of that shit happening. I was like, this is all fine. Like I don't care. Like I really don't. Like I was so detached from all the physical, tangible life happening things. I was like, as long as we're there, we got a witness, we got an officiant, like we're legally married. Like it's all we came here to do, and have a good time. We came here to get legally married and have a good time. And like, I'm going to do that today, like, regardless of what the fuck's happening. So I can see how people could be bridezillas and groomzillas and like trying to control everything and making sure everything's like timed perfectly. The playlist is right. The fucking flowers are right. Everyone's on time.
I felt the spirit
dressed.
of that, like to some degree, in a very small capacity, try to embody Gabby. Like it tried to make her feel like it's not going perfectly. And I love these people so much that like kind of freaking out a little bit about it. Mm-hmm. And then in my own mind, I was like, that's the spirit of the bridezilla attempting to take over Gabby.
Whoever will let it.
Whoever will let it. That's the thing. It's not just the bride. It's not just a bridezilla, but like.
Sometimes it'll be like the mom or whatever, right. You know what I'm saying? The mom of the bride or the dad or whoever or somebody, you know? Yeah, but yeah, that spirit will try to enter into that place and try to make it worse than it has to be.
Yeah, discord.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, some dissonance. And it was just like, it was funny because I saw it happening. I was just like, I saw myself see it happening. And I was just like, I'm just sewing the cut. I'm sewing the pocket. Like, I just don't give a fuck. Oh, yeah. And then, Cosmo was being like, he peed on the dress. Then we took him over to the spot and he was like, it was logistically going to be kind of challenging to get him there and take him back. And like timing, we wanted him there for like pictures and stuff. But then Victoria was just like, like get him out of here. Like, just get him out of here. And then also, the coordinators of the venue were like, yeah, we can't have him here. He needs to like be in the car or whatever. And then I was like, okay, like I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll put him in the car. Like, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. We'll take him home. Like, I don't care. Like, it was so funny just watching the things try to like ding it. You know what I'm saying? Just try to ding the day. And I was like, I can't be dinged. I'm undingable right now. Like, it doesn't matter at all. It's all good. So yeah, that was like definitely like an apparent thing that I saw happening in the day itself.
Maybe that's a metaphor for marriage itself.
Right.
As you progress into the future. It's like a lot of things are going to try to make you feel like...
Life ain't going to be perfect, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. It ain't going to go exactly how you want it to go.
And your guys' capacity to just be cool.
Just be chill about
Still enjoy the moment. Not let it get away from you. Hearing you say all this is kind of crazy because like I legitimately picked up on that energy. But I didn't put it together that so many things could... Like, you were so aware that was happening. But in my own mind, while I was daydreaming, drinking, dancing, this thought overcame me of like, on this day when it's my turn, bro, like nothing is going to stop me from feeling like this, but like in Justin's shoes. Like the feeling of like my family's here and the love is here and we're having the best time in the world. Like the thought that came into my head was even if it was pouring fucking rain and we had to run inside, everybody was soaking wet. Like I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't. I would just be so happy to be in in this kind of moment in my life. And then I think I was just picking up on, I think I was just being around you. Like my brain was kind of like just openly feeling the energy that you were feeling, which was all of that because you were like looking at it directly. But I hadn't put it together that like all those bad things had happened and could have swayed the mood of the whole wedding.
100%.
Like all I thought was if it poured fucking rain, like I saw the place we were at, I saw my attendees running inside in my daydream, soaking wet, pouring rain outside, even though it wasn't happening. And I was just like, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Even then. I
dog.
don't give a shit.
DJ, turn me up.
Dude, yeah. It's like it was a choice, you know what I'm saying? I had to be like, it's okay. Like, I don't care. It's going to be fine.
You're a savage.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was a perfect weekend, you know what I'm saying? Everything was perfect. It was like, not like actually, like literally fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a perfect sequence of numbers. It was like some speed bumps and some fucking, that's life, bruh. That's fucking life, bruh. You still gotta choose to be like, nah, it's still perfect. I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
It's like, that's God.
Yes. So much yes. 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 Motherfucker. Yes. 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 Man, I love you, dog.
Love you,
God,
bro.
dude. Like, my heart's just like, feels like the Grinch right now. I just grew my heart a little bit.
10 sizes.
I love you guys, man. And
I love you, bro.
if you acted differently, maybe I wouldn't have. If you didn't carry that energy, I don't think I would have had that daydream. I don't think I would have gleaned that wisdom from you. But it's like it leaked off of you onto me. Like, I think my subconscious was noticing that you were just like untouchable. And then I was like, that's idealistic. What would that look like if it were me? And then I projected it out. And then I was just having a daydream. Like,
It's like, worst case scenario, how do I respond?
yeah,
It's like, I don't give a fuck.
totally.
We'll be fine.
Dude, you're fire, man.
Yeah, it was gas.
Fire, man.
It was great. It was
Fire,
great.
man.
Great time. And then you had the party at Voss's place afterwards.
Oh, God.
Fucking great, bro. Just vibing, dude. Just vibing till 4 a.m, bro.
One of the best days of my life, man.
Just playing games, drinking, hanging out with people, just having a good time. Everybody, I just like sat in the house, not sat, but standing in the house, but sitting in the moment. And it's like observing the moment around me, just like looking at conversations, listening to laughter, people playing dominoes, people drinking, having a good time, just chatting it up, music playing. I'm just like, this is it, dog. Like, this is as close as we're gonna get to heaven. Like, this is the best time we could possibly ever have. Just chilling with homies.
I can't remember if you told me that or if I heard you telling someone else. You were like, I'm just looking at all of this awesomeness, man. Like conversations, energies, happiness. And then again, I'm not trying to talk too much about me on your wedding story.
No, yeah.
But like,
go
I was
ahead.
giving you my perspective too.
Yeah. You were there.
Another energy leak happened where like I went straight back to when I kicked the game-winning field goal in high school.
Yeah.
And I walked I like ran halfway to middle field and I just looked. I watched the fans freaking out. I watched our team freaking out. I watched the coaches in the box hugging each other. I watched the cheerleaders freaking out and I just soaked it all in. I was like, this moment is fucking magical.
This is it.
I don't want to celebrate. Now I wish I would have Justin Tuckered, run down the sidelines, started a dog pile. Like looking back, I'm like, that's what you should have done, dog. But in that moment, I was so encapsulated with the magic that was happening. And I just wanted to observe everybody's high emotional threshold at that moment. Mm-hmm. And then when you were saying that you were doing that at the party, my brain went straight to that moment. And I was like, oh, what a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? To just sit in it for a second. And then a coach ran up and like hugged the shit out of me and like snapped me back to reality. And I was like, I'm not going to do that to Justin. I'm not going to go talk to him. I'm not going to go like, I'm just going to like let him sit in that pool of like, look at all this awesomeness, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like sitting in the river or like sitting outside of the pool versus like actively swimming in it or like trying to do some backstrokes and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like sit in the water, like enjoy the water real quick before I like start swimming and jumping and doing cannonballs.
Totally, man.
Just want to soak it in. This is awesome.
It was awesome, man. Like if I get to go back and relive some days, I'm reliving that day, bro.
That one's a good one. The whole weekend was great.
It was, man. It
The
was
whole weekend.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, weather, pickleball, just drinking, hanging out, praying.
It's amazing, dude. The pickleball shit was so awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
that was badass. That was super fun.
that was just God working, bro.
Yeah, super out of the no prior like inkling or like the desire to do that. Never on the docket. It was just like, let's go do this off the cuff.
Me and Voss, because I also showed up too late to hang out with you the first night,
Oh yeah,
which could have been another thing to get upset about. I was kind of upset about it, you know what I'm saying? But then I got to hang out with Voss and I ironed out my best man speech, which I was really appreciative. He put me on the spot and was like, hey, pussy, you going to say something nice? And I was like, I'm working on it.
You got words?
I got notes. And he's like, well, give it to me. And I was like, all right, here you go. And I gave it to him. And then he was like, that's great, dude. Do that. And then it stilled my soul. I was like, oh, okay, I can relax now because I got something.
There we go.
Then he said, we started talking about pickleball. He's like, bro, we got to play pickleball. Like, let's find a time. Let's find a place. I wish we could play tomorrow, dude. I wish we could play like right now. But we'll probably have to wait until we get back into regular life. Mm-hmm. And that's really what propelled me to be like, hold on, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to see if we can book it. I'm going to see if they'll stay open late. I'm going to push it a little bit, try to make it happen. Because I had that conversation with Voss. And then boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden we're having a core memory, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Glow in the dark pickleball.
not me though. Like things propelled me to that position to enact that way. You know?
Yeah.
Shit was crazy.
Yeah, it's perfect, bro. That's just life, bro. It's just perfectly imperfect. You just gotta you gotta choose to believe that, bro, and like feel that. And just be like, nah, I'm good. I'm in the cut. It's easy to not be like life will throw you plenty of things to make you not feel that way.
Definitely. All the time, dude.
All the time, every day.
It's the nature of the beast,
It
dude.
just is what it is, man. But you just gotta choose to be that way. It's beautiful. Chef's kiss, bro.
Chef kiss on that.
But yes, man. We'll wind her down. I want to plug it in. Any other parting words for the beautiful people?
No. I guess.
Enough said.
Do your best.
That's it.
And only you know what that is.
That's it.
Only you know what that is, and then lay your head down on that. And if in some way, somehow you have some kind of wherewithal for what a better best could be, just fucking do it. Like the way you were able to feel like nothing's gonna stop me from enjoying this moment. Like that awareness, that cut, that pocket you felt. Like, I don't know how the fuck you get into that pocket, but that's the ideal. That's like the Jesus, I'm not sure how you be.
Yeah,
but
right.
I can point to it and say that if you can find a way to do that, like pursue that, that's being a Prince of Peace. Seriously.
There it is.
And I think maybe like I always say, like being perfect's impossible, but in little instances and little moments, small spans of time, you can glimmer a reflection of perfection. And we should be pursuing trying to do that. And I think you did that day. And I'm so thankful that I get to be your friend, dude. Seriously.
Hell yeah, bro. Love you, dog.
I love you too, bro.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Looking gorgeous. Beautiful life, people. It's a beautiful life. You just gotta believe it. You just gotta find it.
Hell yeah,
You sit
bro.
still. Sit in the pocket of the chaos. It's all chaos. But we're good. You're good. We're fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Just believe that. Hold on to that. It'll come to you. And even if it's not, it's still gonna be fine.
Just be patient, bro.
That's the other thing. If it's not, just be patient.
I can't tell you how many times I was one measurement of patience away from my patience paying off. And then 2, 3, 4 weeks go by and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have spent the money. Or like, oh, I shouldn't have freaked out and changed my plans. Oh, I shouldn't have quit that job. Like, that's not a true I've never quit. Well, I've quit some jobs, but regardless, I'm saying it's like a month, 2 months pass by and you're like, if I would have just been a little more patient, this would have happened instead. And like, man, learn from me right now. Just be a little more patient. Push it a little further and see what happens.
A pocket of patience. It'll all work out.
Hell yeah.
It'll all work out.
Hell yeah. It's good.
Have a great life.
Great life.
Continue that story. Elevate that story. Maximize that personal legend. You're a legend. Get out there and be that. We love y'all. Until next time. Deuces.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might